As a As a finance professional in a disrupted business landscape, what does it take to be in demand? What does it take to attract great paying international roles? If you're an ICAN member, it'll just take one exam. That's all it takes to complete the globally recognized CIMA professional qualification and the internationally respected CGMA designation. As a CIMA member and a CGMA designation holder, employers will look at you as a finance professional, constantly acquiring new skills to add value to the business. That's why they'll be willing to pay premium to hire and retain you. If you have 5 years of relevant experience and are an ICAN member, you can directly sit for the final exam of the CIMA Professional Qualification, the Strategic Case Study exam. Start studying the CIMA Professional Qualification. Prepare to make an impact.
build on confirmation and verification. And that's what blockchain is really all about, right? Blockchain ensures real-time transactions are possible across borders on a distributed ledger, right? I mean, at its core, blockchain is a ledger system. And I mean, the accountant is, accounting is synonymous to ledgers. I mean, we have a sales ledger, purchase ledger, nominal ledger.
Finance cost, some can also call it borrowing cost, is as a cost. There's no free lunch anywhere. So it can come in form of equity. It can also come in form of debt. And it's to run and finance a project. Some can be short-term, some can be long-term.
IFRS standard brings transparency, accountability, and efficiency to financial markets around the world. It is a standard that is set by the IFRS Foundation. An IFRS Foundation acts in public interest. So they develop high quality, understandable, and enforceable standard. And they want that standard to be globally accepted accounting.
VUCA originated from the military in the US, and it's actually a war term per se. Why? There are circumstances that overtake an organization without their consent. Trouble is looking for you, not looking for the trouble. They catch people by suspense. They come violently to disrupt what you are doing.
We have anything to the contrary, we also report it in our report, which contains our opinion. That is auditable. A lot goes into getting to know what is behind the financial statements, checking the books and records, and at the end of the day, express an opinion. So that is auditing in a short form.
If you look at the music industry in the 80s, in the 70s, 80s, and even up to the 90s, it was all about American music in this industry. But today, the story has changed. And what changed the story is about the packaging, the production, the quality. In terms of the talent, we don't lack talent. We have more than enough talent to deliver those quality. But those talent needs to be properly managed, and the product needs to be delivered the way it is expected to be delivered.
So looking at it from our perspective here in Nigeria, usually when we talk about power, our mind immediately goes to NEPA in those days, and when we shout up NEPA when they bring lights, and maybe in today's parlance, then we talked about the generating companies, the GENCOs, the transmission entity, and the distribution, the DISCOs.
There is only one mental health, but certainly there can be different types of mental disorders or mental health problems. So I would say that there are mental health problems that have to do with the way you think. There is only one mental health, but certainly there can be different types of mental disorders or mental health problems. So I would say that
once again, I sincerely want to apologize to all our viewers who are connected to this annual accountant conference edition of our program. And we have put together some of the interview session for our viewers to have a glimpse of what is happening at the 52nd Annual Accountant Conference happening at the Sheraton Abuja Hotel And the technical team has put together interview. We had three plenary sessions today with the opening ceremony. The first plenary session was talking on adopting sustainability for economic growth. We have different facilitator talking to us. We'll be bringing to you snippets of interview because ICAN-ngr was on ground to grant interview to some of these people. Also, we had the opening ceremony. We spoke about sustainability and innovative tax, where the chairman of FIRS was also on ground to talk to us on some of the initiative, and the discussants were there too. And we had the opening ceremony that was graced by the representative of the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by the former director of the Central Bank of Africa. We will be bringing snippets of some of the programs that we had today. We concluded the session and we were able to have an interview session with the IFAC president, Mr. Alan Johnson, who graced the occasion physically. It was a wonderful time, a great session at the 52nd Annual Accountant Conference. Those that were physically present had a great and brilliant time, and also those that were connected virtually were able to tap one or two things even from it. So I'll be leaving you in the hands of our technical team, bringing across to you some of the highlights of the program. This we'll be doing today and on Thursday, so that for those that are not physically present, you can have an understanding of what actually transpired at the 52nd Annual Accountant Conference. I will be going on a very short break, and when we'll be coming back, we'll be talking on some of the activities that happen at the 52nd Annual Accountant Conference. Stay tuned and watch some of the snippets of the conference. I'll be back shortly.
Save the date. Make it in October to remember as you register and plan to attend the 52nd ICAN Annual Accountants Conference. Date 10th to 14th October 2022. Venue ICC Abuja and Sheraton Abuja. For more inquiries, call 070-501-80222 or 090-625-47263. You can also visit the ICAN website www.icanig.org to register. Thank you.
I can just go in to say exactly what are the functions of the Financial Reporting Council. I'll just take a few of them. The first one, which is the key, is to develop, publish, monitor, and enforce accounting, auditing, financial reporting, valuation, actuarial, and corporate governance standards to be observed by public interest entities in Nigeria.
So you're not really modeling just P&L and balance sheet as IFRS, although you may need to model for IFRS sake, but you need to model for productivity, to understand the metrics that are correlated with performance. So those are the kind of things that as an accountant, I know we kind of focus too much on the standards. We need to also focus a little bit more on productivity and how we can measure certain things that will add value and actually make the organization meet its goals faster. And that's what you model.
Monetary policy rate is the rate, basically, I mean, to a layman, it's like a discount rate, the rate at which they are willing to lend money to the commercial bank. You know, they're bankers to banks, the bankers to government. But the monetary policy rate signals the direction of interest rates. So they also use that to signal whether they want to increase money supply or if the economy is overheated. If inflation, for instance, is going up and they need to lower inflation, there's a way they can tinker with the rate so that inflation is dampened.
The Nigerian is unique. We are a unique species. It doesn't matter what anybody says to put us down. We are extremely smart people. We are extremely purposeful people. And actually, contrary to what people may say outside, we are disciplined people. The challenge that the Nigerians have, that we still have till today, is just merely a challenge of having an appropriate formation as a people.
Security, is simply defined as a state of being free from danger or threats or harm. That is a state of being safe. We try as much as possible, to protect ourselves from danger. We try as much as possible to protect our children, our family, from danger. This is what security is all about.
It's more of the interactions between the board members, whether individually or collectively, and the way they talk to each other, the way they debate on the board, the way they challenge each other, the way they make decisions, the way they're able to influence even the wider stakeholder community. And all of these come together to differentiate between a board that you will say is effective or another board that you will then say is dysfunctional.
Of the 52nd Accountants Conference of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. We are immensely encouraged that over 6,000 delegates have registered so far for the conference, with representatives from virtually all the continents of the world physically present or joining us remotely. And arguably, the ICAN-ngr Accountants Conference remains one of the largest single gatherings of professional accountants within the African continent. For your information, ICAN is the largest accountancy body in Africa. This conference has for over 5 decades provided a unique platform for the intensive interrogation of topical issues of national and global interests. The deliberations in the past years have not only been diverse, but they have delved deeply into critical social, economic, political, and governance issues. Outcomes of past conferences had informed government policies and positively contributed to the growth trajectory of the country. Several initiatives have emanated from these conferences. These include the need to adhere to January to December budget year with the present administration, which the present administration has commendably complied with, as well as the first of its kind ICAN Accountability Index, which is prompting transparency and accountability in the country's public sector. Our economy is not out of woods yet. Economic
That was the speech by the 58th president. We seems to be having a little glitch from the network. It's been raining seriously here in the city of Abuja. And that was the 58th president addressing us at the opening ceremony. And we have other things to share with our viewers, some of the highlights of what we had at Abuja. You've heard the president spoke about the number of delegates as of this morning with over 6,000, and all the technical sessions we've had has been a qualitative one. With us continue tomorrow. We will be going back to our technical team as they share with us again some of the clips that we have in continuation of what the president discussed with us. I'll be right back.
As a finance professional in a disrupted business landscape, what does it take to be in demand? What does it take to attract great paying international roles? If you're an ICAN member, it'll just take one exam. That's all it takes to complete the globally recognized CIMA professional qualification and the internationally respected CGMA designation. As a CIMA member and a CGMA designation holder, employers will look at you as a finance professional, constantly acquiring new skills to add value to the business. That's why they'll be willing to pay premium to hire and retain you. If you have 5 years of relevant experience and are an ICAN member, you can directly sit for the final exam of the CIMA Professional Qualification, the Strategic Case Study exam. Start studying the CIMA Professional Qualification. Prepare to make an impact.
We sincerely want to apologize to all our viewers today with the technical glitches we are having, sincerely speaking. If you have friends who are part of this conference today, they will tell you it's been raining for like hours in Abuja, and the network connectivity seems to be quite challenging to us today. So I will want us to delay or waste the time of our viewers, knowing that ICAN-ngr pride itself with quality and a wonderful delivery. We'll put all this package together and trust when we come on Thursday, we will be giving you highlights of some of the things that is actually happening. That happened today at the opening ceremony, some of the plenary session, the speakers that ICAN-ngr were able to interview, the session for tomorrow, consolidated with the closing ceremony on Thursday. All these we'll put together on our show on Thursday. Tell your friends who are not part of the ICAN 52nd conference to tune in with us on Thursday. On this note, I will be signing out today. To see you again on Thursday, I remain your anchor, Olusegun Okunade. Bye for now.